All right, friends, we are back with another Battle of the Cities episode. You know that this is one of my favorite things, to put cities head to head against each other here in the Temecula Valley, decide who comes out the victor. So today we will be putting Murrieta versus Wildomar to see who is the winner, who takes the cake as far as best city here in the Temecula Valley. Stay tuned to find out. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your local Temecula Valley realtor, and this channel is dedicated to all things Temecula Valley, from new construction tours, neighborhood spotlights, to new things coming here to the Temecula Valley. We want you to know exactly what life is like here in the Temecula Valley. Thanks for joining us. Let's dive in. Let's kick things off with affordability. Who is more affordable, Murrieta versus Wildomar? For this, we take a look at the average sales price for each of the two cities, compare them together to see who is the most affordable. So when it comes to Murrieta, we have an average sales price in the city of Murrieta right now of $710,000. When it comes to Wildomar, your average sales price is $601,000. That's over a $100,000 price difference. So this one's pretty obvious. Wildomar takes the win here as far as affordability goes. I will just say Murrieta has just been much more known over the years. Temecula grew, pushed people into Murrieta, and now that Murrieta has expanded, it's starting to push people out into some of those other cities, which is helping to bring up the average price point in Wildomar. But as far as affordability, Wildomar takes the win. Next up, let's talk about things to do. What is there actually to do in the city of Murrieta? Things to do in the city of Wildomar. When it comes to Murrieta, again, it has been established as Temecula was built out and started to push some residents into the Murrieta area as far as affordability goes. And so that's come with some growth as far as things to do in entertainment in Murrieta. When it comes to Murrieta, you've got the Old Town Murrieta, historic Old Town. You've got some restaurants, some bars, some places to visit there. It's not quite as expansive as Temecula is, but it is growing and starting to bring in some new businesses, some new activity. Outside of that, in Murrieta, you've got some wineries, you've got some breweries, and you do have the Santa Rosa Plateau, which offers some awesome hiking spots as well. So you've got things to do if you like to be indoors, you like some good food, or you like to be outdoors hiking, exploring nature. You've got some things to do in Murrieta. Now, when it comes to Wildomar, there just isn't a whole lot there right now. The area just has not been as quickly developed as Murrieta, and that honestly is just because the residents of Wildomar don't desire it to be a thriving boomtown city full of growth with your brand new Lowe's and Home Depot and PetSmart and Walmart and Target. They're just not looking for that. And so honestly, the residents give a little bit of pushback that stops some of those things from coming in. So when it comes to entertainment in Wildomar, there are some restaurants and some coffee shops and a few of those pieces, but it's gonna feel more rural throughout. So less to do there. If you're looking for something to do, you're probably headed a little bit north up into Lake Elsinore or south down into Murrieta or Temecula as far as entertainment. So putting these two head to head, Murrieta takes the win for things to do. Now let's talk about schools. If you've got little ones that are going to be entering into the school system when it comes to moving here to the Temecula Valley, then this one's probably of importance to you. Now, when it comes to grading schools, we don't visit each one of the schools and interview teachers, but we do rely on a great resource called greatschools.org. Make sure you take a look at it for yourself. You can fact check what we're saying here, as well as see up-to-date and current information on the exact schooling system, test scores, attendances, all of those pieces. But when it comes to Murrieta schools, there are actually 11 schools with a 7 out of 10 or above on the greatschools.org rating system. And so those are highly rated schools, as a 7 or above is looked at a highly sought after school. When it comes to Wildomar, currently there is just one school that gets you above the 7, a 7 or above on that greatschools.org scale. I will say there are many more schools inside of Murrieta, so of course that number has potential to be a little bit higher than the Wildomar area, so the school system just fully is not built out when it comes to Wildomar. Smaller population, less tax dollars, more rural, just means that the school system isn't quite up to speed as to what we would see with the Murrieta school system. So handing out the award for schools, it's going to go to Murrieta. Next up, let's talk about safety. We know this is an important one to just about anybody that goes to live into an area. You want to make sure that you are living in a safe city. When it comes to Murrieta, it is ranked 31% safer than other US cities. So a pretty safe neighborhood overall when it comes to Murrieta. Murrieta does have its own police department, and you've heard me comment on some of these videos in the past that, just a little side note, if you want some entertainment, follow the Murrieta Police Department social media page. Absolutely hilarious. They keep you up to date with what's going on inside the community. A really great police department there in Murrieta. Now, when it comes to Wildomar, Wildomar is ranked 23% safer than other US cities, and so that means it's a little bit less safe technically by the numbers there than Murrieta. So Murrieta is going to rank a little bit higher. The Wildomar area does not actually have its own police department. They rely on the Riverside County Sheriff, which is an absolutely awesome department as well, but they don't actually have a Wildomar City police station with local officers there patrolling the area. It is based off of the entire county, and so they just get some cars and some officers delegated to the area. So Wildomar doesn't actually have the police station right in the heart that is run by the city of Wildomar, but the county of Riverside takes care of that and assigns deputies to the area that are on patrol and respond to calls throughout the day and night. So when it comes to taking the win here for safety, it's close, but we're gonna have to give the win to Murrieta. Last but not least, we like to take a look at traffic. If you are new to Southern California, I've got some news for you. You're gonna expect some traffic just about anywhere that you live. So we wanna talk about the traffic. Which city has better traffic, better roads, better access? Let's chat about it. When it comes to Murrieta, it is a much more developed city. Again, as we've mentioned, you've got the 15 and 215 freeways which run through it. It's known to be a commuter town, so you actually have a lot of people that will leave their homes in Murrieta, head into Orange County, LA, and San Diego for work, and that means there are a lot of people on the roads early and late, and it does cause a lot of traffic. The 15 freeway through Murrieta can get jammed up very, very quickly, especially as you head in and out of Temecula, heading south or north, depending on the time of day, and that can be heavily congested and can add 15-20 minutes to your commute just based off of the amount of traffic. When it comes to Wildomar, you just have the 15 freeway that runs through there, but as I've mentioned, less people living there, a little more rural, there just isn't as much traffic on the side streets, and so you're gonna have an easier time getting around town when it comes to Wildomar with just fewer cars on the road. And now when it comes to the 15 freeway running through there, it's not really where the traffic backs up. If you're gonna head south down into San Diego during work hours, you're definitely gonna run into some traffic as you run through Murrieta and into Temecula. But the freeway, as far as Wildomar goes, running through the city of Wildomar, you're just not gonna get much traffic just about any time of day. So good news for the city of Wildomar if you live there. Less traffic, less frustration, less people to deal with, a little bit less honking of the horns and flipping of the birds. So Murrieta is worse on traffic, so today we are going to hand the W to the city of Wildomar when it comes to traffic. So let's add it up. Murrieta takes the win for schools, for safety, and things to do. Wildomar does get the win as far as affordability and as far as traffic goes, so overall, we have to give 3 wins to Murrieta here, meaning Murrieta wins the battle of the 2 cities. Now, I'm going to say this completely depends on exactly what you are looking for. It really feels like 2 completely different worlds from Murrieta into Wildomar, and that's because that's the way that the residents of each of those cities actually like it to be. Murrieta is much more developed. As I mentioned earlier on in the video, you're going to have your Bed Bath & Beyond, your Best Buy, your Lowe's, your Home Depot, your Walmarts, your Targets. All of those things are going to be right here in Murrieta, already established, great restaurants, great food, things to do, but it's busy. You just can't go anywhere and see open land for the most part when it comes to Murrieta. Wildomar is the complete opposite. You don't have those big retailers in most of the areas of Wildomar. There are some on the outskirts of Wildomar, but you're just not gonna have as much there, and that's because the residents want it to be a rural town. They don't desire for it to be completely built up, full of tract home neighborhoods and cookie cutter homes here and there. You see a lot more diversity when it comes to the city of Wildomar, and that's because that's the way that the residents want it. So, is it fair to compare the 2 apples to apples? Probably not, but it depends on the feel that you're looking for. So if you want simple, laid back, affordable, blue collar town, Wildomar is your go-to. But if you like to be in the hustle and bustle of things, you want shops close to you, you don't mind being closer to your neighbors, and maybe you're just kind of in and out as you're a commuter for work, then Murrieta is gonna be a little bit more of your feel, and especially if you're leaning towards things like schools and some of those things. So again, completely depends on what you're looking for there as to which one truly would be the winner for you. But in our circumstance, again, Murrieta takes the win. So thanks for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's content. As always, if you did, give us a thumbs up, hit that like button, leave us a comment below about any questions you have about moving to the Temecula Valley, about the city of Wildomar, about the city of Murrieta, what's going on here in the area. If you want up-to-date current prices, because I'm giving you prices as of today's recording, leave a comment below. We'll get back to you ASAP on that. And as always, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Thanks for tuning in today. We'll see you next time.